Welcome to TUBARS by Uncle Briss. Album reviews, ain't nothing ill as this. Putting on for the tri-state, my state, home of Philly, even the West Coast they feeling. They shared and bombed in Detroit, they watching. Subscribe to the channel, they ain't even an option. International grinding, like it a comment. Ain't no acting Hollywood, he holler back in the comments. Putting out whack music is risky. Peanut butter artists get the skip piece. If you nice, then he rate you on a family scale. Underground to mainstream, he makes it well. Some reviews are so opinionated. On keep it real, like it or hate it. But how can you hate it? It's next to greatness. At Uncle Briss 30, do me that favor. Follow that, promise he'll follow back. Realest thing to hit the internet. Hater, swallow that.
Hey, and I'm back, and welcome to another episode of TUBARS, the Uncle Briss I Review Show. And this week, come on y'all, I couldn't let a whole week go past without letting y'all know my thoughts on that new DJ Khaled album, Major Key. And also, Fantasia is back. We've been waiting for a long time, that sultry voice that we love of hers, the definition of. And also, my man from over Camden, New Jersey, how could I not talk about Trazsh Man? He's back with a nice, dope EP. All the tracks is produced by my man Alchemist. It's called No Worries, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. But of course, you know what I do. I got to tell y'all about what I've been listening to, what I was able to grab this past week. A lot of dope music. Nah, not a whole lot, but I actually was able to pick up some very, very good music. Now, it's a new young lady out by the name of Nayo. And she has like an R&B kind of electric funk type of sound to her. And she brought out a nice album called For All We Know. And I also was able to grab that new Starlito album on Dat Piff. You definitely don't want to miss out on this mixtape called Red Dot Free. And of course, Currency. He's been very consistent. He just keeps giving us all of these albums. He's back again with Weed and Instrumentals 2. And listen, Jeremiah, man, I don't know. I did a review on his Late Nights album a few months ago, and he's back with this new Late Nights. And when I tell y'all, this is probably some of the most horriblest R&B music, if that's a word, that I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know. He sounds like Future. He sounds like Drake. He sounds like he's singing through a freaking muzzle. I don't know, but I grabbed it and I'm very upset with myself. And listen, my man from across the way, I cannot forget this young boy. He is making waves in Philadelphia out here with his rapid flow. His bars are ridiculous. My man Ranshaw, Gorilla Mindset, Summer 16. You definitely don't want to miss out on this mixtape. You can find it on Spinrilla. This boy just brings bars beyond bars. He got a really dope video out. He redid Whoa, you know, the Black Rob Jones. So you definitely want to check that out. And he got another dope track. This joint, 70 bars of real. It finishes this mixtape up so banging. I'll be back after these messages.
I've been ballin' like Lebron. 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 Ballin' on them 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 like LeBron. I've been ballin' like LeBron. I've been ballin' like LeBron.
and welcome to the second segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Britt's Album Review Show. And listen, I had to talk about this ball. This is a really, really dope artist out of Camden, New Jersey, who works very, very hard. I think my man released like 4 mixtapes within the last year, and he's back with a really, really dope EP called No Worries. And I'm talking about my man Trazsh Man. Now listen, Trazsh Man, I actually had an opportunity to see him bless the stage a few months back. Really, really great performance. He always has something to say, and just me knowing that, going into this EP, No Worries, I knew it was going to be something very dope. So you know what? I'm going to hop right in. It begins with a nice intro track, and this intro track is just a sample of a guy talking about mankind and the things that mankind must do in order to help each other out. And it's just a really, really positive way to begin an album. You know, it talks unity, and it talks about us just sticking together as a human race in order to make things better. So great way to begin an album. Then we jump into a track called Jumpsuit, and from the gate I just hear my man Trazsh Man as he talks about how he really didn't particularly like his life earlier on, because he was doing a lot of things that he wasn't, that wasn't real positive, selling drugs and just being out there trapping. And then you hear him apologize for a lot of the things that he was doing. And I really, really thought that the jumpsuit metaphor was just so banging. And then we get into Matthew 7, 1 through 3. And this is 2 different stories. One about a young man who's out in the streets trapping, really no guidance and no parental guidance, and how you actually resort to drugs and things of that nature in order to get by, and you out there just hustling, trying to survive. The second verse, I really, really love this verse. It talks about a young lady who really has no parental guidance, and she goes to stripping, and also mingles in drugs in order to just try to take your mind off of the struggles and the pains from going through the different things in the inner city. So I really, really thought that was dope. And then we get into a really, really dope track called Chip. And I'm gonna tell you, the reason I love this particular EP, every track my man Trazsh Man chose is produced by The Alchemist. So all the beats have a story of their own. And Chip, this beat is just bananas, and it just talks about segregation, how the white man, they brought us over here, and now they're a little pissed off because we're now we might be sleeping with their race, or we might be they got to mingle with us in some kind of way. They got to deal with us, how they wish they would have left us over in Africa, and they got to deal with the chip that we have on our shoulders. So I really, really thought that was a dope concept. And then we hop into a really, really dope track called Stevie, and I'm going to tell you, the metaphor, Stevie Wonder being blind, and it just talks about how, people be blind to you until you actually get wealth, or till you get fame, or they see you on TV, and now they want to be all up on you. Listen, Trazsh, so dope, fam. I got to give you a shout out for that. Then we get into Peanut Butter. This is like brag rap to the fullest. I love how he talks about his flow and his bars, how good they are. He throws in that little peanut butter interior inside the whip. Dope. And then, on the back end of this EP, Trazsh Man, No Worries, a very, very personal track. He touches on his relationship with God. He touches on his family life, just going through the struggles and the pain of just trying to do right and be a great person. Listen, Trazsh, great album, great EP rather. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm going to rate this, even though it's an EP, I definitely got to give my man Trazsh Man my first cousin. I'll be back after these messages.
It's time to get the city what they need.
Shit, Bogey, they been waiting on this one.
How you gonna deal with the niggas that I feed? We got Detroit under siege.
Okay. Niggas know better. 100 plus months under no pressure. 36 seasons, came straight home eating. They mad, I'm just glad to be breathing. So other than my money and respect, all I need is a reason. I never gave my word and ain't keep it. So if I say a nigga gotta go, then he buried in the cement. I ain't for chasing payments or the precinct. Time is money, lawyers retain shit I can't afford a weekend. Real life boss niggas pretend. Mad cause they on the outside, going broke trying to peek in. In this type of lifestyle that we in, niggas don't nod, don't nap, don't slip and don't sleep in. Might take a sec for that to seep in. Take another 360 and you still won't get me. I'm making it in these niggas' history. I mean, I made history last time and I'm back before you miss it. If you had what it takes, you'd have been on. What you did for the city, you'd have been gone. 15 years on the scene and still local. How you gon' put me on game? I could coach you.
City under siege, nigga. The whole city under siege, nigga. My skit, whatever.
Hey, and I'm back. And welcome to the third segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Britt Sound Review Show. And listen, R&B music is good R&B music rather, is so hard to come by these days. So when you see a strong voiced woman like Fantasia release something, you definitely get excited, your ears perk, and you're like, I know, I gotta find out what the heck she's talking about this time. She came out a couple years back, I think 2014. She had that nice album called The Side Effects of You. Really, really solid piece of work. You know, she was American Idol. Her voice is so strong. What she had, Back to Me, and I think her first album was Free Yourself, which was a good piece of work for the time period. I think that was in like 2004. So now she's back with this nice album, The Definition Of. I'ma hop right in. It begins with a track called Crazy, which is a little different for Fantasia. The issue I have with Fantasia in the past is, you know, her voice is so strong and so soulful, but her production always lacks, and the writing, whoever does a lot of her writing, they don't really pick songs that fit her powerful voice. And Crazy, I can tell you, that's one of those types of songs. It's an up-tempo type of song. It just talks about, you know, if you're her man and you plan on being with her, you know, she's crazy, you gotta, I guess, dig into your little wild side in order for things to work. The up-tempo is the part that I have an issue with on this particular track. Not a bad song, but once again, really doesn't fit her vocal capabilities, in my opinion. Then we get into No Time For It. And No Time For It, it just talks about, you know, how people, you know, they spread rumors about you, they talk a lot of negativity about you, and, you know, you just block it out of your mind. You really don't have no time for it. You know, I just think that the song sounds a little kiddie, and once again, with the strength of her voice, this is something that, you know, one of those like teeny boppers could sing. So not a lot of playback value on that particular track. Then we get into So Blue, and when this first comes on, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm talking about. Comes on so good, chorus is so banging, and then the verse sounds like she's spitting like an old 1989 rap song. So I don't know what happened. The chorus I love, the verses trash. And then we get into When I Met You. And When I Met You, I tell you, it talks about how you appreciate the person that you're with after going through the nonsense with an old love. So, you know, that old love, you're glad they're gone, and the person that you're with makes you appreciate that now because they don't put you through that nonsense. So I really thought that was a nice track. It's a nice ballad type of song, and that's why I enjoyed that. Then we get into Sleeping With the One I Love. Now, you know, you go from that track to Sleeping With the One I Love. Now, Sleeping With the One I Love has a nice little twist on it. She's in a relationship, but she goes back to sleep with the person that she really loves, and keeps going back even though she knows it's wrong. You know, in this particular track, the concept of the song, it's like, it sounds kind of like a blues song. So, you know, it doesn't really fit the concept of the song. You know, the actual content, in my opinion, doesn't fit that blues style. So, you know, not really feeling that particular track either. Then we get into the best song, in my opinion, on this album, and it's called Stay Up, and it features Stacey Barth. Now, if you're not familiar with Stacey Barth, very talented, soulful voice. She writes some beautiful music, and I'm pretty sure she probably wrote and produced this. I don't know about production, but I know she wrote this song. It sounds exactly like her. But it talks about, just being positive and staying up regardless of what we go through. The feel of this song is just so good. I wish the whole album was like this. It fits Fantasia's voice. And it's just a beautiful song, in my opinion. Then we get into Ugly, and that talks about things you go through, things in your life that you go through, being stressed out. It has some stories in there, not having no parental guidance. And also she brings out a point of a young woman being with somebody just because of the wealth that he has. I love the lyrics to this particular song, but it has a basic piano for the production. So, I just wish it had some more production. Then we get into Wait For You, and this begins, I like this track. It begins with a nice conversation with her man. She says she misses him so much. And this is exactly how I like to hear Fantasia's voice. She talks about spending time with her man and how she misses him. She's away from him. She wishes they could be together, just for a little bit of time, and she's going to wait for him, and she wants him to wait for her. Very, very nice track. Then we get into Roller Coaster featuring Aloe Black, and this track talks about the things that you go through that make you strong, the ups and the downs. You're going through these different roller coasters in your life, and they actually mold you into the person that you are today. It was okay, and then Aloe Black starts to rap, and then after he raps, they switch to production, and it just becomes a horrible song toward the end of the track. And she sounds a lot like Chrisette Michele on that particular track, in my opinion. Then we get into Lonely Legend, and it just talks about, how you're popular, but you're still lonely inside. You might have all of these things. People think highly of you, but you really inside, you still feel, the pain, and you're just lonely, I like the concept, but I'm going to tell you, this particular track, along with this album, does not make me want to go back and listen too much, y'all. And then we get into the last song called I Made It, and she really tries to take us to church on this particular track, and unfortunately I ended the album with the Lonely Legend. That track, Skippies. I'm gonna rate this, and I'm gonna get off of y'all nerves. Like I said, no playback value on this particular album. So the definition of my second cousin. I'll be back after these messages.
How to be an MC.
Say what I wanna, with my back on the wall. Never lived on my knees, I make the image of God, and I stay on my hustle. I have a mind to achieve. Some said the kid wouldn't make it, which they referring to me. I keep it ashy and classy, I ain't no model in vogue. When I clean up, I'm still grimy, can smell the dirt on my clothes. Mama left me for heroin, daddy left me for gold. I see them sooner than later, cause fans are saying I'm dope. Put my foot on the pedal, left the hater in smoke. They can only my dust, this ain't a race with them folk. Left my daughter some money, my son to answer the throne. I'm a king of my castle, I made it off of a pole. All this off of the dome, all this off of my struggle. I'm determined to make it, you can tell I'm a bubble. I pop and stuff up a fire, my desires is huge, all my visions attainable. It's mountains to move, I put my faith in forever. He said I'll never be stopped, I'm untouchable nigga, I'm the Django with rock.
Hey, and I'm back again. Welcome to the fourth segment of TUBARS, the Uncle Britt Sound Review Show. And listen, this boy, he has some way, he got everybody's phone number in his phone. Everybody that's popular in the hip-hop game, they just come out when my man DJ Khaled calls them. So he decided to bring a new album out called Major Key. Now I'm gonna tell you, he got some heavy hitters on here. He begins the album really, really strong with Jay-Z and Future. I got the keys, and I'm gonna tell you, I really, really like this song as much as I hate Future. Future does what he did what he actually does best, and he just blesses the chorus, which is okay with me as long as he don't spit a whole lot of bars. My man Jay-Z, listen, man, I mean, his brag rap it speaks for itself. He talks about, you know, how he owns his own, and he encourages us to try to do the same. This is like brag rap to the apex. So I really enjoyed that. We all heard it, but I still wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Then we hop into Drake for free. I don't want to hear any more songs from Drake about getting yams, so unfortunately I did listen, but skippies. Then we get into the best song on this album, in my opinion, and it's called Album Done, and it's by my man Nas. I mean, it's an amazing song. It is classic. As much as I hate to hear DJ Khaled say, DJ Khaled, classic-ish, major key. Like, I get tired of hearing it, but I'm going to tell you, for this, it was alright, because this is definitely a classic song. Nas, I'm telling you, man, again, he encourages us to own our own businesses. He talks about, you know, black queens, and I'm gonna tell you, the one thing that I really appreciated about this song is how he talks about how all these dudes bit his album cover, the Illmatic album cover. And let's keep it honest, y'all. How many of y'all MCs out there got that baby picture or that kid picture on the front of your album cover? Give my man Nas some credit for that. Then we get into Holy Key featuring Big Sean and Kendrick Lamar. Big Sean surprised me. I'm not a huge fan of him. You know, they all kind of sound a little bit the same. So Big Sean, he brought some bars, actually with some substance this time. He talks police brutality, and he better talk something with some substance too, because he's on a track with the great Kendrick Lamar, who just talks about how Satan influences the world. He brings it on this particular track. This is a very dope track. The production is dope. I love it. Then we get into another great MC who Khaled called up to get on here, and I'm talking about J. Cole and his track Jermaine's Interlude. I'm gonna tell you, eye-opening bars for y'all. Again, J. Cole always got something to say. He talks struggle. He talks, stuff that these inner city kids can relate to. About trying to make a change and have a bright future. I really love that. He talks police brutality. He also talks about, us killing each other. So I really thought that was dope. Listen, take heed to that Jermaine's Interlude, y'all. Then we get into I'ma Be Alright. Now I see Bryson Tiller, who doesn't have a strong voice, and I see Future. I'm like, oh God, what is going on? But I'm gonna tell you, I really dig this track. It's Future actually freaking surprised me. I mean, she talks about how, you got these fake friends and you have these leeches out here that once you get fame, they want to try to take stuff away from you. Relationships get strained, and basically they're gonna be alright. That's what the track is called. I'ma Be Alright. And Bryson Tiller, he got some real bars on here as he touches on, jealousy, and also, the same types of issues that my man Future was talking about. And then this album takes a complete turn for the worse. Besides the track that has Jadakiss on there, which I'll get to, this album just gets horrible, y'all. I mean, I just gotta be flat out and honest, man. We get into Do You Mind, featuring Nicki Minaj and Chris Brown and his twin brother August Alsina. They all sound basically the same. And I'm gonna tell you, it's some of the worst bars I've heard Nicki Minaj actually spit. Skippies. Then we get into F Up the Club. Skippies. Then we get into Work For It, skippies. It doesn't even none of these songs fit the major key concept of the album. So then we actually get into something dope, and I'm talking about the track Don't Ever Play Yourself, with Jadakiss, Busta Rhymes, a really dope track, y'all. Fabulous. Very good. Bars are bananas. Jadakiss kills it. Busta Rhymes kills it. Fabulous destroys it. Then we get into Taurus featuring Lil Wayne and Travis Scott. Skippies. Then we get into Forgive Me, Father. Really? Skippies. Then we get into Progress. Skippies. I don't know what the frick he was trying to break the Skippies record. Was he really? I mean, Drake Jones was crazy, Skippies. I don't know. At the end of the year, if I do the Skippies Award, who the frick is going to win this joint? This joint got Skippies after Skippies after Skippies. Listen, I'm going to rate this, and I'm probably on your nerves, but I really don't care, because y'all be loving this trash. Begin good, end it trash. Gotta get this album. My nephew, fam. Hey.